To hit record. Excellent. Okay, so we are here live in Vibrant Hairstylist Facebook group on this cold wintry day here in Ontario, Canada. My name is Tara Anglis and I am streaming to you guys on a very chilly winter day. So thanks for being here. Today's a pretty important topic. Money is always an interesting thing. Some people like to talk about it. Some people don't like to talk about it. We have definitely been experiencing a lot of yo-yos when it comes to money in the last 2 years in our profession. I know we're not alone in our profession, but we've definitely been seeing it in our profession. And today I would like to just share some positivity with you guys on what's been working really well for me. I feel like my personal journey through hair and diversifying income happened before the pandemic. So I feel like I had a bit of a head start compared to a lot of other people in the world of hair in the last couple of years. So it happened for me, the shakeup happened for me personally about 6 years ago. So I've had some time to collect some information and convert it into hopefully some really inspiring and positive energy that you guys can take home today and implement and, you know, awaken maybe some ideas in your life or in your mind on what your next move might be to keep up with the changing times. Just a little bit about me. I'm a stepmom of 4. I have 4 adult stepchildren, and we have 1 beautiful granddaughter and another baby on the way. So I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be a grandma of 2 very soon. I have been doing hair for over 2 decades. I started out as an employee. Actually, I really started out as a little girl who has a mom who is an esthetician. So I've been in the industry my whole life, actually getting paid for my services. I started my hair journey in the year 2000. So just over a couple of decades in the industry, and boy, has it been amazing. It really has been quite a beautiful journey for me. And today, I really want to kind of clear the air, or like I said, inspire our industry to talk about some money, the feelings that we have around money, creating a growth mindset, how to create long-term income stability while we actually start to work less hard, which doesn't really make sense to some people, but this is my jam. Is, you know, as we progress in our career, the idea really is that we don't work as hard, but we're also not sacrificing income, and typically that doesn't happen in our industry. So I'm going to share with you what I've been up to in order to create that income stability and that long-term, really, when it comes down to it, financial freedom that opens up time freedom and personal freedom. So I'm excited to share that with you. And really, the work starts on the inside. When we do the inner work, the outer world changes for us. So I'm just going to bring up a few slides here. It helps to keep me on track, and we'll get into talking about money. So here we go. And really, it is all about protecting our assets. I thought that was kind of catchy. We are in an unstable time, and you know, there's a lot of evidence right now showing that an extra $500 a month can make or break somebody from claiming bankruptcy. So it really doesn't take a lot of money to make a big difference. And our focus today is definitely going to be on that growth mindset. So how to create a wealth mindset is a really big part of the growth that needs to happen. Like, if you really want to, you can earn more money, but if you really want to gain wealth, it does start in the mind. So my whole journey around creating higher revenue income, it really had to start with me. And these are really good. You may want to take a screenshot of this image that I have up, because this is the foundation for you, right? It starts with you. So writing down what you want. Some people have no idea what they want, and those are probably the people who are broke. It's really important to know what you want. And secondly, write it down. The next thing is envision your future. Our brains are a mechanism that on the subconscious level doesn't know what's real and what's not when it comes to real world activity or what we think. So if you can envision your future in your mind, it definitely has a polarity of energy with laws of vibration, laws of attraction. So envisioning your future is really important for what you want, right? Focusing on the what you want, not the what you don't have. It's important to get clarity around the what you want. The next thing is affirming your desire, like it is already here. The next thing is listening to that inner voice. We all have the one voice on this side of our shoulder, and then the voice on this side of the shoulder. And it's really getting clear on listening to really what your gut is saying. Our guts don't typically lie to us. So really getting that insightful information from your body is really important when it comes to creating that wealth mindset. Taking action around transformation. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today as we go along in this workshop here. And then holding the vision. Some days it's easier than others to do that. When you're on a high and you're feeling great about yourself, that's easier. But when you're in the dip, it can be tough. So there's definitely an energy of ebb and flow around money, because when we talk about money, really it is currency, and currency has energy. And if you want to be in the flow, right, that giving and receiving of energy, it does require some thinking and some thought. So when I first started my journey on adding another business into my hair business, I started it because I wanted to create some leverage through income diversity. I wanted to earn more money, but I didn't necessarily want to spend it behind my chair. I felt like there was something more that was out there for me. In addition to the fact that I didn't want to continue that repetitious abuse on my body. I was just looking for something more. And $500 a month for me was my goal at the time. I was just looking for leverage. When I discovered the difference and the clarity around the difference between active income and residual income, when I started to learn clearly on what those differences were, I was really interested in investigating growing residual income, because I knew that if I stayed in an active income role, eventually my body was going to be tired of trading time for money. And when we look at the statistics, some of you may have heard me speak before on statistics, specifically for hairstylists. It is statistically against us to retire in a healthy body with money in the bank. So this is a big part of why I'm here today, because I like to change. I'm here to help change things up in our industry. And I think that when looking at the active income versus the residual income, this is a really important thing for us to know as hair professionals, because we can work into our 60s doing hair every day. And I think it's really important to know the difference between whether we have to at that age or whether we want to at that age. And the statistics really show that it's out of necessity, or we step away from hair out of necessity because our bodies can't handle it anymore. So when you diversify your income, you're not putting all your eggs in one basket, and you're opening yourself up to Let's just use a lockdown as a quick reference. When things get taken out of our control, it's really nice to know that, okay, this is on pause for a bit, but I can work on this, and you're not at a loss for really that financial devastation. So I feel like I have a bit of a responsibility here in sharing what I know, because I think for some of you, this could really change your life. And for those of you who might be feeling a little bit stale, or even if you're feeling on top of your game, this is a way for you to just amplify or expand. 2022 is going to be a big year of expansion. There's going to be a lot of things disappearing and a lot of new things being created. So we are at like the epicenter of transformation, and this might be something that you are ready to be a part of. So when I diversified my income and was looking for that outside leverage, outside of being behind my hair chair, I decided to align myself with health products, because I felt that health and beauty blended really nice together. And this was 6 years ago. And in today's world, really, our world needs better health. There is no argumenting that, right? So the next point here is, the more we make, or I make in my wellness business, it just means that I am serving at a higher level. So I am now no longer just helping people look better. I am also helping people feel better. It has a deeper meaning. And it's really great because as we get onto this, the paycheck obviously reflects the impact. So at that time, 6 years ago, network marketing just made sense to me. And some of you might be cringing a little bit as you hear me say that, but really, like, pay attention to that, because maybe you've had a bad experience, or maybe it's just not your thing, or like, this doesn't have to just be about network marketing, because there are other ways that you can diversify your income. And if network marketing is not your jam, then look at other opportunities. This is just one that worked really well for me. And I also think that it fits beautifully with our industry, because health and beauty, like I said, are a really beautiful friendship between one another. So it really comes down also to the beauty of network marketing is we all have a clientele that when they sit in our chair, I'm sure you all have heard the stories before that somebody in their family's not well, or maybe they're exhausted, or there's always stories, I can't get into my doctor and I have this stuff going on, and whatever it is. We can be a solution to our clientele at that deeper level. And then our clients, they know people. So when it comes to networking, it just opens up more. You can serve more people in a day by helping with their wellness than you can by helping make them look prettier. And I'm not downsizing our industry as hair professionals, because we are pretty important people. Like, we know some of our clients closer than their family members know them. Like, there is that beautiful bond that we have. But being able to help them, or help a friend of theirs, or help a family member of theirs create a health transformation is incredible. So seeing the changes in the lab work analysis, this is the reason why I chose to align with the company that I did, because it shows up in the blood work that it creates a positive change in the body. And no other company that I know of in the health and wellness industry has that kind of research and science. So when I decided to put my name behind this other product, I felt like there was security and safety in that, because the clinical research that this company has, it really does go right down to the cellular level into the blood work. Now, again, if you've heard me speak before, there's a really good chance that you've heard me talk about a lot of the ill effects that our industry has on us when it comes to toxicity and deficiency. And a lot of the research that I've seen that's not attached to my wellness business, but is completely attached to the hair industry world. If you Google side effects of chemical exposure to hairstylists, you will probably be quite shocked at how much research is going to show up. One of the articles that I've spent some time reading was on multiple myeloma. Not sure if you've heard of it before, but it is a disease that is very common. It's a type of cancer that is very common in hairstylists, and it's in the blood. It's in our blood. When we are exposed to chemicals, it's going to show up in our blood. When we are exposed to good nutrition, it's going to show up in our blood. So this really spoke to me. It resonated, and I felt like the alignment was a good fit. So it'll be interesting to see as we go along if it resonates with you also. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So who I became along the way really did start with the image that you're seeing on the side of the screen. It had to start with me. I had to write down what I wanted. I had to envision my future. I had to affirm my desires. I had to listen to my inner voice. I had to take action to create the transformation. And I really had to hold on to the vision. And like I said, every day looked different when it came to that part. So the little habits really did change the big picture 6 years ago, because my life looks very different now than what it did. And we're going to go into that a little bit here. I'm going to share it with you. Today's presentation really is future planning for you. And then you can plan for everything else. Because if you don't know what you want, then you're leaving yourself to the mercy of that robotic life of just whatever happens, just happens. But life doesn't have to be like that. You can decide. And when you decide what you want, then things move and shift and align better. It's like that ebb and flow of currency. When you decide what you want, the ebb and flow of your life, it opens up more choice. And today is about future planning for you. So as a hair industry professional, we're talking about money today. So I thought this slide was great. Wealth is the ability to fully experience life. Now, my life, when I was really working in my peak, like I was making incredible money, I was kicking ass in hairdressing. I didn't really fully experience life. My life was work. It was behind the chair, pleasing other people, saying yes to everybody else, and not necessarily me. So when I pull up this other slide here, the hustle, right? I feel like this is a little bit more the energy of a hairstylist. Like we're hustlers, right? So to have the courage to go out there and work it out until you find the opportunities you want in life. So I was doing the hustle and I was really good at it, like really good at it. I loved it, but it didn't really love me. And I found my place, or I found myself in a place that really terrified me. And one of the things that was happening with all this money that I was generating for myself, because like I said, I was kicking ass in the industry, I was doing great. Well, a lot of that money ended up being spent on having to heal my body. I hurt all the time, I was tired, and I was just looking for things to help make me feel better. It was just a cycle. And it got to a point where the cycle, it started to break down. So this next slide that I have here is a really common, like take a look at the slide here. This is not just me. However, I was checking off all these boxes. The 12 common signs of burnout. So feeling tired but wired. I definitely felt it, like that exhaustion, but my brain won't shut off. I'm sure some of you can relate to that because it is also connected to the toxicity exposure. Slow recovery from exercise and illness. Exercise made me hurt. It flared me up. Illness, I was on treatments of antibiotics over the years, which that is another study that is directly linked to the ill health hairstylist dynamic. Cravings for sugar and salty foods. Most of us know that hairstylists' diet and eating routine is a bit off the charts with seafood, eat food, not necessarily planning great that way. I've been there. I know what it's like. Hormonal imbalances. Yeah, so we mostly work with women. And I think we've all had a pretty good taste of what hormonal imbalances look like. We cater to women too, and mostly in our careers. And hormones is definitely a big topic. Again, also very influenced by the chemicals that we work with. Having a short fuse, we'll kind of throw that in with the hormone imbalances, increased sensitivity to certain foods and sometimes supplements. I have had really good conversations with a number of hairstylists around that too. Exhaustion in the morning. Anybody here waking up tired every day? Been there. Relying on sugar and caffeine to function. I've worked with girls who decided at a time in their career that having a Pepsi and a Mars bar was their lunch to get them through the rest of their day. That is not sustainable. So I'm sure you probably worked with women like that. Low libido, that is definitely touched on here. Increased anxiety and depression. I definitely know through my own experience, plus talking to other people in the industry, that when our bodies start to hurt or when we are chasing the paycheck because there's more month at the end of the money, it can really impact anxiety and depression. Not to mention the exposure to clientele. Sometimes we can have people in our chair that can spark depression and anxiety, and know that is a real thing. So energy boosts after dinner in the evening. So you're exhausted, you've worked hard all day or all week, and then you're laying in bed at night and you can't sleep. It's frustrating, but it is definitely a sign of burnout. And then increased urination. And I've definitely experienced that because along my journey, there has been some kidney issues that have shown up for me in the past with infections. And I'm going to share that on the next list here. So we're going to go by fast. Sorry, there's a lot of information I want to share real quick because I value your time here also. So some of the things that showed up for me in my 2+ decades of working in hair, at the very beginning of my career, infertility showed up. And that has been something that has stuck with me throughout my whole career. So I do feel blessed that I have stepchildren, but I also know that miscarriages is a big part of one of the things that are high on the list of ill health effects in our industry. So I checked off that box. Skin problems, I always suffered from cystic acne on my face. I always suffered from psoriasis on my elbows. You can see that my elbows are very clear now. I've done a lot of work in that area. I have suffered from chronic pain, which I know many of you do also. And we have a great expert in our group, Tanya Willis, who throws all kinds of wonderful exercises here in Vibrant Hairstylist. So if you're experiencing excessive chronic pain or flare-ups, definitely check out some of the videos that we've posted from Tanya. She's incredible. Infections, we talked about that. For me, it was, I had a few skin infections and I had a few urinary tract infections that led to my kidneys. Did not know how big of a deal chronic infections are for our industry professionals, but it is a big deal. And antibiotics are very important. Very important. If you need them, you need them. That's medical intervention of something that is a big deal. However, being on them for sustained periods or repeated periods is really bad for our body, because one of the things that we don't want to happen is to create an immunity against antibiotics. And when you're slowly introducing antibiotics into your body on a regular basis, you can develop an immunity, and that's when it becomes a huge issue. So this is really important. If I'm speaking to you because you've been having chronic infections, UTIs is really a big thing. Kidney is a big area of health that we need to focus on as hair professionals. So if I'm speaking to you, like this is something that is important for you to pay attention to. So chronic ovulation pain, obviously there was some infertility issues that I had been going through for many years that involved fertility drugs, and we did try and conceive, and it did lead to uterine and ovarian fibroids, which again are very common. to do with working with chemicals. So wouldn't necessarily say specific to our industry, but we're definitely in there. Headaches, very common across the board for toxicity and deficiency. Poor circulation. I suffered from varicose veins. I know many of you do also. And then emotionally taxed with draining clients or even just a draining work environment. I know that that can sometimes play a big role in burnout. So this is just a little bit about me. And this all happened to me at the, like in accumulation to the age of 37. So I was about 15 years into my career, and it was like a shit storm of stuff that was happening. And all of this was happening, and you know, it required me to not be able to show up to work, which meant it was a sacrifice in income, and it became a big problem. So I had to take responsibility for myself, because the thing of it is you can make excuses or you can make money, but you can't do both at the same time. So I really had to take a deeper look at, okay, what is it that I want, right? I don't want to live in a toxic body anymore. So the first thing I did was I cleaned up my nutrition, and I added in wellness products that started to show up in the blood work to make positive improvements. And everything else from there just got better and better and better. So I had to grow myself or surrender to fate. I did live in a time at that time where I felt like life just happened to us. But since I've done the personal growth, I've definitely become more awakened to the choices that we have versus being in that robotic program of get up, go to work, come home, get up, go to work, come home. That there's way more to life than that, but I had to look for it, and I found it. So far I've talked a lot about me, but this isn't just about me. It's way, way bigger. This is about we. Like, we need to make some changes in our industry. We just do. The industry impact of blending health and beauty is going to also directly impact the globe, right? If we have a healthy hair professional industry where we can ripple that effect into our clients and ripple that effect into their friends and family and beyond, it really does create room to change the world. And then it's income diversification. You're no longer putting all your eggs in one basket. You're able to grow your wealth pocketbook. And it really is just smart business. If you're doing hair and you're only doing hair, I think it's wonderful. I've been there, but I also think that it's not the only thing. And I think when the pandemic started and we did end up going into some of these lockdowns around the world, when we were no longer able to do hair, it was like our identity, like we identify with what we do very often. And when we can't get up and go to work and do hair every day, then we have to look at, okay, well, who am I? If I'm not a hairdresser today, then who am I? So it's diving in a bit deeper and discovering that health and beauty is a perfect blend for our industry's strength, its next level service, and the company that I've aligned with, not to say that you have to or should, I hope that you do, but really the company that I've aligned with, there's no limits when it comes to income potential. That's one of the things I love about network marketing. So for 6 years ago when I started, I wanted to add an extra $500 a month to cover a car payment, and it has grown exponentially since then. And I'll share a little bit more about that. So I went from an exhausted employee, probably undiagnosed sick, right? I was on a path of very poor health. So I've gone from that to a work from phone flexible lifestyle. I'm tuning into you on a Monday because I know industry standard, most hairstylists have Mondays off. But I could have tuned in on a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, or a Friday. I have built a life of very flexible time, and my days look very different than they used to. I now have time to exercise. I now have time to meditate. I now have time to, work the other business that I've invested in. And I have more energy now than I've had since I was in my 20s. So it really is a beautiful blend. Really is a beautiful blend. Now, there was a lot of messy in the middle between exhausted employee to that flexible lifestyle. Don't get me wrong. It did require effort and work, but it has been amazing. So micro branding is definitely one of the things I wanted to touch on, because like I said, if this doesn't feel like a good fit for you, you should definitely investigate and finding out what is a good fit for you. What are your passions? What are your interests? How can you make another income from that so that you can protect your assets? So micro branding, we are living in a gig economy, right? Oh, the way people spend money has changed dramatically in the last couple of years. I would also recommend looking for something that's flexible, right? Because when we show up to work doing hair, it's very structured appointments. And if you have somebody who has canceled, or you have somebody that is processing, or a gap in your day, having the flexibility to work a side business during those gaps is wonderful. So it really does have to come down to that first slide that I showed you, of recognizing what it is that you want, what you want your future to look like, and what are your desires. Because what we desire is typically another thing that we're really good at. There's natural talent attached to that. And then self-worth. I really wanted to touch on self-worth quickly today, because I see in a lot of the hair groups, chatter around pricing and our clients not happy with, how much we charge, and some negativity around that. And I think that the message I'd like to share with everybody today is we definitely attach our self-worth to our self-identity. Like I had mentioned before, like when we can't do hair, who are we if we can't do hair? Because we do attach a big part of our identity to what we do. And when it comes to pricing, I think that we are in a time where we have to stand firm on what we feel our pricing is worth, not what the outer world is determining what our pricing is worth. And there is that ebb and flow of that currency that needs to be attached to the self-worth. And what I'd really like to emphasize is focusing on the abundance and not the lack. When we talk about money, it's easy to talk about what we don't have or what we can't afford. But shifting our energy into, so those would be considered the red light stories, the negativity or the lack. If we can shift our focus on more of what we do want, or what is accessible for us, or what we are grateful for. We are grateful to have clients that will pay pretty much anything that we ask them to because they love what we do. That is what we need to focus more on, the green light stories. So when it comes to self-worth, you get to decide. And if you feel like you're wanting to charge more, but there's a bit of that imposter syndrome, I don't know if I should, or reach out to mentors in the industry. When you surround yourself with successful people, so be choosy with who you reach out to, but when you reach out to people who have been successful or are charging more than you, surround yourself with those people, because it's leveling up. It's going to increase your own self-worth. So wanted to touch on ways to earn, because I really don't want people to fall into the trap of working 40 hours a week and having nothing at the end of the month to show for it. I really feel like you can make a ton of money in this industry, but I think the people who are making a ton of money, the percentage of them is smaller than the people who are living paycheck to paycheck. Whether you're an owner or whether you're an employee, doesn't matter how you get paid in this industry. There's a bigger portion of people who are on a tight budget. And I wanted to share with you guys the ways I earn with my other business, with my health business, because it's just opening up new opportunities. So the first way that I earn is through commissions. It's called retail sales profit. So every time somebody orders a product from me, I earn a commission. A lot of people will come into the company for a discount. So they'll pay a registration fee, which I'm going to talk to you about in a second. And they will then get their commission, which is kind of like a discount program. So every time a customer orders from me or a discount team member orders, there's a retail sales profit that gets paid out. So that's the first one. The second one is you can earn rank advancement bonuses. So the first rank advancement bonus is basically your own order plus 2 customers, and you've earned a rank advancement bonus. And there is cash rewards attached to those. So the higher you go, the structure changes a little bit, but it is really easy to get to top level commission. So you're now getting retail sales profit, plus you're also getting commissions as you rank up. You're also getting bonuses as you rank up. And then as you rank up, your commission goes up also. So it's called a performance bonus commission. And what it looks like is, the easiest way for me to explain it to you is, it's like a real estate broker or an insurance broker who's earning on their sales team. So this is the third way that I get paid in my network marketing business. The fourth way that I get paid is if you're really good at building team, and we have support systems to help with that. And if you're good at supporting them and helping them succeed, you can earn another bonus. So it's like it's another performance bonus, which ends up being the biggest part of our paychecks. And it's an overall percentage on your whole organization. And then the bonus just with our team. So those are all 4 corporate ways that we earn. And then a bonus as being a part of our team. We have little pockets of monthly things that come up in our team trainings where the leaders will give away money or business building tools. So there is a lot of new opportunity when it comes to income earning potential. And I just want to share again about the difference between the active income, which is showing up and getting paid time for money, and the difference between that residual income. So these 4 ways that I get paid help to build residual income. And I definitely would like to dive deeper. Today's not the day for that, but if you're interested on how that works on a deeper level, definitely reach out to me and I'll be happy to share more on how that works. So as we are getting close to wrapping up this presentation on money, I would like to share that for $52 a year, like 52 now, globally, it's kind of relative. It might be a little bit different within a few dollars, but in Canada and United States, it's $52 a year, not $52 a month, $52 a year to become a member in our community. And when you become a member in our community, this is the short list of things that you will have access to. So I know for some of you, jumping on today wasn't necessarily looking at starting a new business opportunity. However, income diversification is very important. And getting the right health products as a hairstylist is also very important. So if you're still with me here and feel like this is a good fit, let's have a quick look at this list here. So we have a very narrow product line, which is great because it's simple to use for yourself or for a potential customer and really easy to follow. We have a community of success guidance. So I already mentioned surrounding yourself with a tribe of people who want you to do better or to help you level up when it comes to self-worth. And we have tons of systems as far as that success guidance goes too. So it can be surrounding yourself with the team and the tribe, and it can also be self-led. So there's great flexibility there. We have a customer care group called 500 Families where you can participate in as a new member. And it's also something that you can participate in as offering this as customer support for your new and potential customers and team members down the road. And then we also have weekly healthy living lives. This month we are focusing on healthy adrenals, which is a great topic for hairstylists, especially when it comes to burnout. And then we also have programs, wellness programs that are done for you. So part of the wellness program, right now we're doing adrenals. Just before the holidays, we were doing gut health. Just before that, we were doing a program on hormones. So these are programs that are done for us through health experts in our team that help us to learn, to help us to be better personally, but it also allows us an opportunity to be able to use that as a business tool, which I love because I don't necessarily have to do all the work and know everything to be able to share that down to my team and down to my new customers. So we offer those wellness programs quarterly, which is pretty exciting for our team. You're also going to get your own online store. Again, this is all for $52 a year, right? So you're going to get your own online store where you can just share a link and your customers can shop directly from there. So it's really easy. You have global opportunities. So our company is in 27 different countries. So if you have friends all around the world, this is an opportunity for you to really create a strong residual income in a wellness business that could have way more impact than helping somebody look beautiful with their hairdo. Again, not to downsize what we do as hair professionals, but there's just a lot of opportunity right at your fingertips here. There's also going to be included in that price your website and your business portal. We have a brand new website that's been newly designed. It's beautiful and very easy to use. We already talked about 4 new ways to earn, so that's also opportunity. We have a getting started step-by-step. It's a little workbook sheet that we hand out to all of our new people. That is something that if you sign up new people, you'll be able to hand out to them. Again, it's done for you. So it's really easy for you to duplicate your income without necessarily having to put all the foundation in that most business owners have to put in. We are awesome at helping other people become successful. We also have monthly team trainings, which are always incredibly informative. We bring in guest speakers. Saturday night, I was sitting in front of our guest speaker, who was Tony Robbins, who's pretty amazing. So you're going to be put in front of some really incredible personal growth speakers. What I really love about our company as far as network marketing goes is we are paid in cash. I've worked with other women who one of their biggest complaints with the network marketing company that they're working with is that they're getting bonuses and incentives and it's all product. So anytime that you earn something, an achievement or any sort of pay, it's always paid in cash, which is really important, right? It's really important. And then being a part of something bigger, I've already touched on the global impact, the personal impact that you can have when it comes to showing up in the blood work with having positive benefits. It really is beautiful. So what exactly is it, right? It's a whole food nutrition based company that's backed by science. So we have almost 40 publications in medical journals, which is really incredible to know that we have the science to back up the product. It's a 50-year-old company, so you don't have to worry about it showing up one day and then being gone the next. It is a company that's here to stay. And it's invented by a naturopath. So about 50 years ago, the naturopath, Smokey Stantillo, just the Coles notes on the story here, his father was dying of cancer and he brought him home from the hospital, and with his naturopathic expertise, he dehydrated fruits and vegetables and was feeding his father formulations of different food groups of these fruits and vegetables. And he rehabilitated his dad back from terminal cancer. So that's the kind of company that you would be aligning with. That's how powerful this is. And again, it shows up in the blood work. There's proof for it. So this is our last slide here. And as we wrap up, I just want to really create that emphasis around diversifying your income with no limits when you attach yourself to the whole food wellness products that we have. And like I said, I know that you didn't sign up here to think that you were going to be starting a new business, but I hope that I have sparked a little bit of interest in you, both on a personal benefit, but also on the benefit of that ripple effect of helping other people. And the fact that there is no limits. The possibilities are endless. So if you feel like there's something more for you right now, this could be it. The biggest message here is like the opportunity is self-care is the new healthcare. People are putting more of their own self-care first because there is now a deeper understanding that our healthcare systems look very different now, and what's available to us is very different now than it has been in the past. So this is a way for us to be able to help on a deeper level. And then it really is about protecting your assets. Like, I am here today because I want our industry to be stronger. And this is a vehicle to help be able to do that, because when we clean up the blood of toxic hairstylists, amazing things can happen. And when we clean up the blood of the clients or our own family members or our own friends, the people that we know, the people that we serve, it has a huge impact. And then when we can take it another step further and have a positive impact in the blood work of the people that they know, it really is a way for us to be able to protect our assets and diversify our income and create a whole new world. So if you have any other questions, you can definitely reach out to me. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. You can check out my website at tanglis.juiceplus.com if you're interested in checking it out. I'm happy to share more on how you can go from an exhausted employee, or maybe an exhausted salon owner, or maybe a broke employee or a broke salon owner, into aligning yourself with a product that blends beautifully with health and beauty, where the income potential is unlimited. I'm here for you guys. It's not about me, it's about we. And I really would like to take a second to say, if you've gotten this far in the presentation, thank you so much for showing up for yourself. And if there's anything that I can do to help further you along in your career so that you can have some freedom and flexibility, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. All right, thanks guys. I'm going to shut everything down. We're going to stop the share. All right, thanks again so much. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we will be talking to you soon. Bye for now.